I'm going to go over the process of what it's actually like when you buy a house with me. Here's everything you can expect. I've broken it down in 7 steps, and I'm going to try to keep this as easy to understand as possible. I don't want to overcomplicate it. So let's get started with step number 1. This is just getting started. You and I will set up a buyer consultation. We'll go over the buying process and review the current market conditions so we can set appropriate expectations. We'll also discuss what you're looking for, what your goals are for the transaction. I'll explain how the MLS works and listing notifications and how scheduling home tours works. We'll talk about your ideal neighborhood and what type of home you're looking for. Step number 2 is financing. I will refer you to one of Platinum Group's preferred local lenders for financing pre-approval. If you're paying with cash, you'll need to be able to show proof of funds, so you need to start getting that together. Once pre-approved, we have a price range for your home search. Your lender will discuss with you your monthly mortgage payment, and they will go over the principal, interest, property taxes, homeowner insurance costs, things like that. If you're getting a loan, a down payment is required, and that amount is all dependent on what type of loan you get. There's also closing costs to think about, and those are the fees and costs that come along with getting the loan, and they pay for processing, title insurance, and all those important things. Closing costs are due at the final closing, and they're typically 2 to 3% of the purchase price. Step number 3 is setting up your search. I will set up your auto search and portal account based on the price, location, and any house-specific criteria that you provide me. This is a great time for you to give me feedback, telling me what you don't like, and so that I can narrow down the search results for the homes that interest you. You will then let me know which home you would like to see. I'll set up the showings and we'll begin viewing your top home choices. And I'll help you evaluate your options during each tour. We'll work together to narrow down your preferred list until you find the home that you want to buy. I also have connections with other realtors and can possibly find out about homes that aren't yet listed. Step number 4 is making an offer. I will help you get the best deal possible while competing with other offers. I complete a thorough analysis of the market and provide you with quality recommendations, not just on the offer price, but also what contingencies and inspections to include. I will handle all the negotiations to obtain the best possible price and terms for you. Once we find the home that you want, I'll submit an offer for the home, and you will need to provide an earnest money deposit at the time the offer is accepted. This is typically 1 to 3% of the offer price. Your check will be made payable to the escrow company and will be deposited when the offer is accepted. The amount will be applied to your down payment. Step number 5 is inspection and contingencies. Once your offer is accepted, it's time to do your due diligence. Virginia is a buyer beware state, which means it's up to you to research the home to be sure it's everything you want it to be. For example, researching the address to check for unusual history, checking the crime rates, check for sex offenders, understanding the HOA, researching the school districts, things like that. I will guide you through the inspection process and set up inspections, negotiate repairs as needed, work through the contingency periods to make sure that you are protected in your purchase. Your lender will send the file to underwriting, and I will follow up regularly to give you updates on financing and the appraisal. A clear to close will be issued by the lender once the loan is approved, and a closing date and time will be scheduled with the title company. Step number 6 is the walkthrough. I'll schedule the final walkthrough of the property before closing. At this time, we will make sure all the agreed upon repairs have been completed with receipts and a visual inspection. This is the last step, step number 7, prepare to close. I will go to closing with you and give you all the support I can to make sure that there's a smooth transition of possession. And before closing, you will be sure to call all the utility companies to get all those set up. And you'll need to bring funds to the closing, then sign and receive your keys. So those are all the steps. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at sold@celestelinthicum.com.